All right. Hey guys, my name is Kamal and welcome to the second lecture on SQL for Actuaries. In this one, I am going to start with the basics and we will see statements like select, where, how to do the filtering, how to do it with the multiple expressions, and then advanced filtering. Then we will see the concatenation and how we can create our own column based on some calculations, and we call it computed columns. So let's begin. First of all, we will open our SQL server and then we will go to our databases. So in my last lecture, I have covered that how we can import Northwind and the pubs database. So all of our training is completely based on the Northwind database. Okay, so in today's session, I am going to cover 13 case studies. So with in this particular course, I am going to cover more than 50 case studies, and my main agenda, the objective is that with the help of case studies, I am going to teach you each and every single statement, because in your real life work problems in your office, when it comes to the SQL, no one is going to say that, okay, can you please extract these three columns for me, can you please do that. So you have a problem in front of you, then you have to decide, okay, what type of SQL query that you have to write. Okay, so with this thing in my mind, I thought that it's better if I can create this particular course with the help of case studies. Okay, so first of all, let me show you which case study. So let's do first one. So we are saying that, okay, we have a table called shippers, and I want to see all of the fields within the shippers table. So first of all, we will see that do we have any shippers table. So we will go to tables. Okay, so these are the table names. We can see that over here we have shippers. So if I just want to take a quick look at the shippers table, that how does it look like? So I will right click over here, and then let's say I will select top 1000 rows. So we have this functionality available within the SQL Server Management Studio, or we call it SSMS. Okay, so when we are triggering our query for the first time, then it will take some time, but otherwise it is pretty fast. So the query is written automatically for us, where it is showing us the first 1000 values in the table named as shippers. But just because our table only consists of only 3 rows, so we are only able to see 3 rows. Okay, now how we can write our own query if we want to. So I can just remove all of them. I can write select everything from shippers, and that's it. I will execute this query and you can see the same result. But the best way to run this query is to mention your database name as well, that is Northwind. The logic is that suppose there are now two databases, right, Northwind and pubs, and if pubs also has the same table name shippers, then my SQL server will be confused that, okay, which table are you talking about. Okay, so we have to specifically mention Northwind.dbo.shippers. Why did I write dbo? Because that is the name of our table, dbo.shippers. Okay, or you can briefly write just shippers as well. So with the help of select statement, we are able to see all of our column names. So that is what mentioned within this document. So I will share this document with all of you in the description below. You can find that document. All right, so this is our first question. We have a table called shippers. Return all the fields from the shippers. So if I look at this solution over here, we can see, so like you can do like that. Okay, or you can do like that. We will come to this point. And I have mentioned over here the methodology as well, that what is the logic of the select statement, that this query will return every column and every row of the table called table name. So in our case it is shippers, right? So, and one more thing, suppose I want to see only one value, or maybe first 2 rows. So how I can do that? So I will just type top, then bracket start. I want to see top 2 values, so I will just execute this, and I will type over here select top 2 from dbo.shippers. You can see, so I have not pressed the star, that is why. So we can see, like, if we want to see, suppose for an example that I have 1000 values and I want to see just first 5 values, so I can just type top 5 over here, that all of the values from the table named as shippers, and we can just execute this. Okay, so we have covered our first statement of SQL query, that is select. Now the next question is that in a categories table we only want to see two columns, that is category name and description. So first of all we will go to the categories table. So where is it? We can see over here. Yeah, so quickly I can just open it from here just to see that how does my table look like, and we can close this query over here. Do you want to save the query? No, I don't want to save it. Okay, so over here, so this is basically the predefined query written for you already. So this is my categories table, and they are saying that I want to see only two columns, that is category name and description. So I can just remove all of them. Okay, and I am interested in the category name and description, so I will just type category name over here, press tab, and then description tab. Yeah, and one more point I would like to add is, so Python is case sensitive, whereas SQL is not case sensitive. Okay, so select everything. You can either write it in the single line, or you can just press enter, you can paste it in the different line. Execute this query. Now you can see that you have the result within the this particular table categories, and you have two specific columns. And if you want to see all of the columns, you can just type star, as I covered this in my first case study, right? And there you go. Okay, so we have covered first two case studies. The same thing is mentioned in our methodology section as well, that if you want to select specific columns, so you can just type the name of those columns from table name. All right, now let's move to our third case study. So over here we are saying that we would like to see just the first name, last name, and hire date of all the employees with the title of sales representative. So write a SQL statement that returns only those employees. So first of all, we have to see in which table do we have to go of all the employees. So there must be a table named as employee table. Let's have a look. Do we have that? Yeah. So we have this employee table. You don't have to just like open it every time. You can just type this thing over here as well. Select everything from employees. Okay. Execute this query. So this is your employees table, and we are interested in only first name, last name, and hire date. I can just copy these names from here, paste it over here. First name, last name, hire date. So I am interested in these three columns. We can see first name, last name, and hire date. Okay, and we only want to see only those employees where the title is sales representative. So where is the title column? Yeah, so we only want to see only those employees who are sales representative. So basically I am applying the filter over here, right? That I will filter down those results which has sales representative value. So we can do this with the help of where statement. So I will type where title equal to one quote. Okay, sales representative, and execute this query, and you can see this is your result. So Nancy Davolio, Janet Levering, whatever. So all of these are your records which you have, like first name, last name, hire date from the employees, and all of these employees have the title that is sales representative. So that is our first example of using the where statement where we have applied the filter. Let's see what our document says. So that is our answer, right? And what does the methodology say? So they are saying that select everything from the table where column 1 is equal to expression. So we have just mentioned only one condition over here. In our upcoming case studies, we will see multiple conditions. Then we will cover advanced filtering as well, everything. Okay. So this is basically the horizontal filtering that we are doing over here. Now let's move on to our fourth case study. Now we would like to see same columns as above, but only for those employees that both have the title of sales representative and are also in the United States. Okay, so first of all, let's remove this. So I will type select everything from, from employees. Trigger this query. So we are interested in the title with the sales representative, and we have a uh, 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 where is USA? Have a look. Yeah, where the country is USA. So we have to apply basically two conditions. So I will type select every employee from select every from employee where the title is equal to sales representative and country is equal to USA. Okay, so if I just trigger this, we will get all of the values, but we are interested in only first name, last name, and hire date. So you can just copy it from here and replace it over here. And now if I trigger this, let's have a look. We will get the same result, but the table has been trimmed down only to these three columns. So in this example, we have seen that we have applied the where on the two different columns with one single condition in both of them, right? And there is one more functionality within the SSMS. So suppose if I want to see one more table, so let's say I want to see the customer tables as well. So I will write like select everything from customers. Okay, and then now if I trigger this, you can see like you will get the results of both of the queries over here. You can write as many queries as you want. Simple. I remove this and there you go. And one more feature I can add, so you can do the comments and uncomment it as well, same like VBA, Python, in each and every programming and the database systems that you are learning. So they all have the feature of making the comments. So I will type like double hash and you can just write your comment. Okay, or this functionality is available over here as well. So comment, uncomment. Okay, now let's move on to our next example. So basically the question number 5, show all the records, show all the orders placed by the specific employee. The employee ID for this employee is 5. Okay, so again we are applying the filter over here. So we have to use the where condition. Show all the orders placed by the specific employee. So first of all, we will see that do we have any table named as orders? Yes, we have. So select everything from orders. Orders. Yeah. Execute this query. All right. Where the employee ID is equal to 5. Trigger this and there you go. And we want to see, let's say, only order ID and customer ID. How we can do that? So order ID, customer ID, and trigger this. And there you go. So these are all of the records with employee ID 5. So this is my result. Now let's move on to the next example. Now in the suppliers table, show the supplier ID, contact name, and the contact title for those suppliers whose contact title is not marketing manager. Okay, so over here we have to see the not equal to condition. So in these two examples we have seen the equal to condition. Let's see how we can apply the not equal to condition. So first of all, we have to go to the suppliers table. So select everything from, let's see, over here we have suppliers. Execute this. So we have this table available with us now, where the contact title is not marketing manager, where contact title is not equal to marketing manager. So when you have to apply not equal to, so you have to use exclamation and then equal to, or you can use this sign as well. Okay, but I prefer this one, not equal to. Select everything from suppliers table, but we want to see only the supplier ID, contact name, and contact title. So I can just replace this star with this and remove this and from here. Execute this query and there you go. So these are the list of the suppliers where the contact title is not the marketing manager. Okay, now over here I can just mention one more thing in our methodology section. So you can see, you want to apply equal to, you can use this, not equal to this way and this way as well. And these are all simple basic mathematics signs like greater than, less than, or equal to, whatever. We will cover these two queries as well, these two comparison operators. Now let's move on to our seventh case study. In the products table, we would like to see the product ID and the product name for those products where the product name includes the string queso. Okay. So first of all, we will go to the products table. Select everything from, you can see over here, products. So I will go to products, execute this query. So we have this products table. Now where the product name, okay, where product name contains the string named as queso, like we can see that over here this value contains the word queso within it. Okay, so I want to filter down only those results. Okay, so how can I do that? So we can do this with the help of like. So I will type like, then percentage, then within these two percentages I will type the word that is queso. But because this is a string, I have to use quotes over here, and there you go. Okay, select everything from the products where the product name like queso. Now there is a big logic behind this percentage sign. So if I just remove percentage from the beginning, now let's execute this. Again, I can see the same result. But if I remove this percentage from the last, I will not be able to see the result. So why did this thing happen? Let's decode. So now when I type percentage, so I am saying to my SQL that, okay, I want to see the results where anything in the beginning may or may not contain the word queso, but that string does contain queso. Okay. But if I remove the percentage from the beginning, then it is saying that, okay, I want to filter down the results which start with the word queso. Okay. As we can see over here. And then I don't know what is written after that point of time. But if I remove the queso, the percentage sign from the end, and I will type over here, then I am saying that, okay, I want to filter down the results where in the end of that string is the word queso, which is not the case, right? So if I trigger this, I will not get the results. That's why just for a safety, I will type the percentage sign at both of the places, that I just want to see the word queso. I don't know where it is present, at the beginning, at the end of that particular string. So we want to see only for product ID and product name. So I can replace this star, remove this end, and there you go. We can see now product ID, product name with the string queso within it. Okay, so we have completed our seventh case study. We can see this thing over here. We call it the like operator. Okay, which contains the expression that we have mentioned over here. Now let's move to our eighth case study. Looking at the orders table, so there is a field called ship country. Write a query that will show us all of these columns where the ship country is either France or Belgium. Okay, so we have to go to the orders table first of all. So select everything from orders table. Execute this, and there you go. We want to see where the ship country is either France or Belgium. Where ship country, we can even check this thing over here, that do we have a column named as ship country? Yes. Where ship country is either France, okay, or ship country is Belgium. So now if I trigger this, you can see all of the results, but we just want to see the order ID, customer ID, and ship country. So we can replace this. Okay, so it contains only those orders with the ship country is either France or Belgium. But now suppose if I have to select like 5-6 filters. So like over here we have just selected the France and the Belgium, right? So these are the multiple condition things. But if I want to select more than these two values, so how can I do that? I mean, it will be very tedious for me to type or again and again for one more condition. So that's where the concept of in condition comes into existence, that we will see in our next case study. Let's begin. Now in our case study 9, we are saying that we want to show all of the records where the countries are Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, and Venezuela. Okay, so instead of using this. So I will type where ship country, I will type in, then bracket start, then type all of your country's name. Close this, as these are strings, so I have to use single quote. There you go. So now if I trigger this, you can see. So now we have all of the records where these are the countries which is mentioned over here, right? And suppose if I want to select all of the rows which does not contain only these values, so I will just type not in. Pretty simple. So we call it like in our actuarial exam, we study about the A and then A complement, like in terms of the probability, that if the probability of A is 0.2, what is the probability of A complement? It will be 0.8, like 1 minus probability of A, right? The same concept over here. We have the in condition, and that's how we can see. Otherwise, we can use not in condition, that we want to see those results that does not contain these values. So we will use not in. Okay. Now let's move on to the 10th question. So for all the employees in the employees table, show the first name, last name, title, and the birth date, and order the results by birth date. So when I use the word order within the SQL, so it means the sorting. Okay. Sorting can be done from the ascending, from the descending. Let's have a look. First of all, we will open the employees table. Select everything from employees, execute this query, and there you go. And we have to order the results by birth date. So I will type order by. So what is the column name? That is birth date. Birth date. So there you go. Now let's trim down our data first of all. First name, last name, title, and birth date. Let's trigger this. Okay. Now we are not sure whether the results are in the ascending order or the descending order. So let me tell you, by default, the order by condition works in the ascending order, which means the lowest value will come at first. So we can see 1937 is the lowest value and the 1966 is the highest value. So if I use the word DESC, which means descending, and if I trigger this, you can see the highest value will be at the first point, right? And I can use ASC for ascending as well, and you can see, and I don't even have to type ascending because it will be considered as by default. Now execute this, you can see the same result. So they are saying that we want to order the results, so we have the oldest employee first. Yeah, so he is the oldest employee. Simple. Margaret Peacock. Let's move to the next example, the case study number 11. In the output of the query above, show the employees in the order of birth date. We see the time of birth date field, which we don't want. Show only the date portion of the birth date field. So like we can see like over here 000 something. I don't want to see that. I just want to convert this column, right? And I just want to see only the date portion. So I will create it like a new column. Let's call it new date. Okay. So new date is equal to, I will type like convert. So convert is a function. So I want to convert my value into the date format. What is the name of that column? That is birth date. So now if I trigger this, you can see. So what just happened? So we have our first name, last name, title. We can see it over here. Then I am creating a new column. I call it new date. So what does that new date will contain? So it will contain the birth date, but I have used the convert function and I have converted their data type from the date time to the date, right? Simple concept. Execute this and you can see the result. I have mentioned this thing in my methodology section that you can use the convert function. So now if you go to this particular link as well, I can show you that that the convert function converts the value of any type into a specified data type. So we have specified that we want to convert it into the date, right? So you can read that link over here. So let's move to our next case study. Last second, show the first name, last name column from the employees table. So the first name, last name from the employees table. Okay. And then create a new column called as full name, showing the first name and the last name joined together. So basically the concatenation we have to do. So the first name, last name, full name is equal to, so I will type right first name, then plus, then single quote, and then last name. From which table? From the employees table. Let's trigger this. So it is same concept like the Excel. If you want to combine two of the values, so like first name, then with the help of plus function, you are going to concat. Concat means like combining, glued them together. So the first name plus, then I am just adding one space in between, as you can see. And then again plus the last name from the employees. Simple concatenation, right? Now let's come to our last case study for the day. So in the order details table, we have a field, unit price, and the quantity. First of all, let's go to the order details table. Select everything from order details. Unit price, quantity. Okay. Create a new field called as total price, which is the multiple of unit price and the quantity. Cool. And in addition, show the order ID, product ID, unit price, and the quantity, and order it by order ID and the product ID. Pretty simple. So let's create a new field. First of all, total price. So we want to see only unit price, quantity, and we will create a new column named as total price, which is equal to unit price multiplied by quantity. Okay, let's trigger this first of all. So we get the result. Now they are saying that you have to order it by the order ID and the product ID. So order by order ID, product ID. But let's bring these columns as well. Order ID, product ID. Yeah. So see carefully. We are bringing the order ID column, product ID, unit price, quantity, and the total price from this table. And we are sorting our results. First of all, on the basis of order ID, which is the ascending by default. And then we are sorting it in the product ID column, again ascending. Let's bring this and you can see now. So the results, as you can see, first of all, order ID, that it keeps on increasing because we have used the ascending. And then same concept over here in the product ID. You can see like there are two values for the order ID, and I have used the ascending for the product ID as well, which is by default. So you can see the 11 number first of all, and then 42. Okay, so we have applied this sorting on both of the columns, but firstly the sorting has been applied on order ID. All right, so we have covered all of these case studies in our second lecture. I will share this document with you. You can find this in the link mentioned below. And if you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel named as Actuary Sense. Or you can follow me on LinkedIn as well by the name Kamal Sardana. And you can definitely follow my page on LinkedIn as well. Again, the name is Actuary Sense. Every pro was once a beginner. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, KF.